Aloha, Netianadam. I'm just so lit. My best friend Ui, she stops by and blesses me with the unicorn stocking and a Santa hat, and I decided to change it out. And this is Mustachio. Hey, Mustachio. Now this one's a jumper. Likes to jump. Yeah, you're gonna say hi to everybody. Hello. All right, Mustachio. You're gonna just cruise right here. No jumping. No jumping. Very assertive cutie. Very assertive cutie. Okay. Yeah. You want to do videos too? You're going to do some training videos? I did try to have Mustachio attend Parma Shivoham, but this, that. He's an outdoor cat. He came inside because he's being buddies with Kala and Mano. And so, well, my brother's cat. This was the first batch, or one of the ones that he saved. Or what he does is he takes them and then takes care of them and then gets them fixed or whatnot. So you're just gonna cruise over here. All right, so let me move some of my things. If we're just gonna cruise right here, that's okay. It's okay, bud. All right. Don't push me. Okay. All right. That's the reason why I'm like running a little late today. And yeah. So anyway, today's day 5. And I was just so excited that we stopped by and blessed me with the items she did for me to rearrange them and make my own Santa hat for the 25 days of Force Majeure Christmas. Yeah, just more fun things. I'm trying to keep things light because the discussion that I'm bringing is a very heavy, loaded discussion. Very heavy and very loaded in all kinds of dynamic ways, and those ways are actually unique and individual. And so unless individuals decide to go understand what's going on and wanting to use the force majeure plea, argument, whatever, which is legitimate. And so there's like so many things that I think about. But before we go into that, let's take a moment to get into the oneness together. Regardless of who you call upon as God, we all are children of the cosmos, children of God. You, me, we are all Paramashiva. So let's just take a moment to sink into that oneness. Thank you. Thank you. You too, huh? Yeah? You're so good. You are so good. So it gets challenging and never ending in the research and all these things that happen for the legal argument and the legal packet that I'm putting together to just give to people on the force majeure, using that as a legal claim for anything, because treaties are contracts, broken treaties, broken contracts. Everything is maritime law, contracts. from birth certificates to banking to traffic tickets to everything. And so, yeah. All right. You just want attention. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. You want attention. Yes. You are loved. I love you. You are loved. All right. Not quite a potato, but definitely a cuddle bug. Yeah. Yeah. So because of how challenging and the extent of research and such that I have done to try and explain this to make sense of it for people. So, and how to bring about the awakening, because the last portion is this stretch here that we're all here witnessing, right? What's going on globally on all kinds of levels. And so one of the things is addressing the subjective truths which one is programmed to see and express, conduct, and this is where I understand where some traditions say not to share one's relationship blessings, miracles that they are given by God because of the eepa, the ego, or the because the mind only reflects, and if it's not been raised to understand that subjective truths or fractal perspectives, opinions, perceptions are all truth, a kind of like in the Matrix where the guy comes and then all of a sudden all that same guy comes and starts attacking you. That's typically what one Dharma who does not teach about Advaita or the oneness ends up happening as. And so where one starts matters, the education of the inclusivity. So there are many who firmly believe, and their subjective reality and truth is based on the Bible as well as the Quran. Because I'm very inclusive and playful, if you will, or friendly, playful and friendly, clean fun, right? That's the thing about humanity now. They only do some really twisted stuff, and that's been programmed into them. But what I'm really wanting to say using these descriptions, right? So for me, the equivalent, modern day equivalent, would be Lego movie, right? For what's happening right now. Some people are like Simpsons or or whatever people are connecting or relating because of their preferences or whatever. But fundamentally, who is the light workers? I don't want to say warriors. And even for me, I'm still kind of meditating and asking for the right words, because I'm more of a rainbow tribe person, not a red tribe or a blue tribe or a white tribe. I'm the full spectrum tribe, very accepting of people and their subjective truths. Sometimes it can get very challenging when individuals will perceive my support and encouragement as only for that one team, but I only grasp that that is one fractal or one perspective that deepens my perspective and enriches my life with more variety, right? You're so good. You're so good. We're all cutie good babies, right? So yeah, I choose to be Rainbow Dash. My Little Pony. That was there when I was little. And when my kids started watching My Little Pony, it was different animations and this and that than what I grew up with. And it was very interesting because I'm like, well, I like the one I grew up with better, right? Those biases. But for kids, that's what they have, and that's what it is, right? But all of those kids movies are about being a hero or helping and getting along, right? And somewhere along the line, it's just not happening somehow, right? And the things that I am blessed to be shown and witness because of my seeking and asking, right? That prayer, seeking, asking, and things come along in this very heavy conversation, because we're talking about wars that have not ended, and some are saying all the way to still stuck on that broken record of the Roman Empire, right? If you really want to go down that far. One of the things that really lit me today was a video, and I did share it. If you scroll down my feed, you'll probably find it. A video on how the United States of America, we the people side, before the U.S. IRS Britain side that is winning in that war that's still going on, and how it got transferred from the government only able to issue bonds as a way to stand there and be like, we got this project, and if you would like to support us, right, just like everybody else, right, please donate or whatnot to whatever causes that they're doing. And that 1912, 1913 becomes like a microscopic spot that needs analysis. And it made sense, but still, right? Because I'm here standing with how all of that British constructs, as we're talking about colonization, Britain, and they're steamrolling everybody with their consciousness monocropping spiritually using whatever methods, including genocide, mass graves, Lahaina. All of that is, those sides will do everything to ensure Native Americans do not have their lands returned to them despite having broken treaties. Then all of this circus show of title insurance started. To their self-righteous justifications, even the whole treaty mental setup and treaty this, that, of whatever is their toxic, narcissistic mental setup. Even the whole setup where, and I'm proposing, mothers should be able to have the simple ability, just like people go and, I don't know, go and get cards or tickets from wherever, like a Visa card at Walmart or whatever, have their own country. Because all life that perpetuates is through the female body. Not male bodies, female bodies. So a lot of this fundamentally goes back to there, especially when you go and look at the global education policies, especially by the UN. It's all posturing to disempower parents, especially mothers, to have them surrender and give up their rights of being a parent so they can take, human traffic, kidnap, whatever you want to call it, to me, the children, and send them off to school earlier and earlier. And all of it is mimicking things they would be learning at home if staying home with mom. And families had family businesses. So, but it's a corporate agenda, maritime law, corporations, this, that, treaties, this, that, contracts, all of that. So I look at things and talking about things from that perspective in my seeking. And the more I was in this meditative state, because today is Kalashtami. For me, one of my main Amakua deities is Kalapana. And Kalapana is the Lord of time and space, and he's the keeper of the Akashic records. So today was a huge celebration with Kalapana for me, and sitting in that deep questioning, pure questioning, and what was being shown to me and shared. And Kalapana is not just recognized by Hindus, but also many other traditions as well, as the Lord of time and space, keeper of the Akashic records. And what is the Akashic records? The Akashic records are the cosmic library, or legal library that records everything that has happened, is happening, will happen. All of that is kept by Kalapana. He's very ferocious because for him, he's all about integrity. Yeah, integrity. His vehicle is the dog. All Hindu deities, gods, Ishtadevatas, Amakulas, have a vehicle. And I would say, Devi, of course, the lion or the tiger, preferably the white tiger, but I think these lions here, yeah, the cat. Yeah, so cutie. All right. hell. Excuse me. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that one likes to do that. Kolohe. I knew it. I know it. It's an understanding. Can't get upset. No. Very cute. It is what it is, that Lila, right? So, sitting with Kalaverba and in that deep seeking meditation, how to bring about this very heavy conversation, because people have their subjective reality, and the way the world works is not what they've been taught. Most are willfully ignorant. Many can't afford to pay attention because the monkey mind and this, that incompletions, this, that trauma, this, that anxiety, this, that depression, this, that PTSD, right? All of those things. So taking the time to do completion, for me, I made the choice to use ancient methods, specifically Hindu method of completion, to get to a place where I can be available and useful for humanity to contribute. And this is the path I've been on, and this is what's happening, right? To somehow lightly, or make it lighter, the conversation, because we're talking about war, we're talking about global war, we're talking about World War III, we're talking about occupation, we're talking about commerce, the big pharma, big ag, big oil, FDA changing GMO to bioengineered. They're always changing that stuff, so they're complicit, right? If it's not stable and secure, there's some kind of circus going on there. So one of the things, sorry Ganesha, one of the things that was going through my mind, because anybody can use the force majeure argument. You just gotta be force majeure all the way and just pro se, meaning representing yourself, and force majeure all the way. But it's not just an argument that is possible here in Hawaii for anything and everything. Like literally anything and everything. Whether you're naughty or nice. Comes with full responsibility too, right? But also throughout United States of America, as well as the world, anywhere that is, because it's a international law. If there's occupation, if there's conflict, that is a legitimate legal plea for anything and everything. Yeah. Those are some of the things that Kalaverba was showing me. And I'm standing here with the task to say it like this, to lighten the mood of that. And it gets interesting because will it get taken seriously? Only those who are really seeking will get it. I will say this: the extent of effort to maintain control is barbaric. Yeah. But there is hope, lots of hope, because of the interactions I have with people, and everyone avoids conflict. Human nature generally avoids conflict, and that's possibly why, whether it's Hawaiian kingdom and the different factions, or Hindus and all the different sampradayas, the choosing to, yeah, it's safer now. I learned my lesson. If you're gonna be here, we should rearrange things. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I know you kalohe, you little kalohe, because you like attention and you did something. So because people avoid conflict in general, that's why when there's something that needs to happen to come together, it's dealt in silence, which doesn't help the problem, especially given what Hawaii Kingdom is facing. That's going to prolong the 130-year occupation lie narrative that said to the world that Hawaii's the 50th state of America, when it is not. So that's something I gotta sit more with Kalapana. How can I, because I made it's up 400 plus slides on the different factions to help try and bring it together and presenting it because of whatnot. And then I was just like, no, putting together or sharing the construct so that others can just use that construct for we in dialogue to be able to move forward. I'm still contemplating how I can do that, and I think I gotta do that as a video. We'll see what happens in this pure questioning and asking Cosmos with that download, that mana'o, or that idea, right? Because it just starts as an idea that can become different things, right? That's the creative process, and I'm not a control freak, and then that's where I get misunderstood. I'm completely not a control freak. Kind of like kids, right? Kids, when they start playing together and they find that friend, they have their own creativity, and they build on each other's creativity. And for me, I'm not just about one. I'm okay with infinite amount of creativity of that without possessiveness of my contribution. I'm not possessive at all. And so that's why I really resonate with Hinduism, because Hinduism, their temples are universities, and rishis and sannyasis are scientists making all of their research and development open source. It's the first and only open source, and that's why we have all this intellectual theft of people calling things yoga when it is not. And because there is no royalties needing to be paid, they're just masquerading, parading cultural desecration of the sacredness of what yoga is. Yoga is that practice treating the body as a sacred temple for power manifestation. 460 powers of Mahadeva. Each pose not only has a mantra, but it is connected to a power manifestation. Yeah, you're so good. You are so good. Thank you for being here. So how to go about this, right? Those are the things I continuously meditate, research on. Yeah. So one of the other things that I came across today was a claim that because these are British constructs trying to hoard, which is not Earth people's way, because you can't own the Earth. We're only caretakers, supposed to give to the next generation better than we found it. But we have colonizers and their mental setup. Well, what is that mental setup? That mental setup is to use the Earth for its resources instead of taking care of the resources. They only look at money, bottles, this plastic, making all kind of chemicals that damage not just people but the Earth too. All these things. So getting back to the what I was trying to explain in the beginning, and it just went like that, was the different narratives and stories that are running where people see what's happening, whether you are subscribing to the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita or the Simpsons or the Lego movie or whatever. It really doesn't matter. What I'm wanting today, what I'm wanting to communicate is that the warriors of the light are the ones who recognize all life is equally sacred. All life is equally loaded with infinite possibilities and blessings, and those lives every day are blessed by the cosmos, Paramashiva, God, Akua, the light, Ganesha, depending on who one individual, one person identifies as. For me, I'm all inclusive, all accepting, all inclusive, because I grasp that all is sacred. And those who are using constructs, including contracts, that's why I don't contract. It either is or it isn't. And because everything is in a constant change, best is with clear communication, but I prefer leaving things open as per cosmic flow instead of chaining someone due to insecurity. And a lot of it has to do with the inability to maintain relationships. So one of the other projects that I am advocating for is they have all these unions for different things, but I have yet to see a union for salespeople. There needs to be a union for salespeople, because there's always two sides to every conflict, and it's because it's a construct of enslavement. Employee just means modern day word for slave. Yeah. When a relationship falls apart, those not taking responsibility and reflection for their part in that fallout is what it is. And that disparity, right? That disparity to maintain enslavement constructs, which are really boring. So those who perpetuate those kind of constructs in dynamics that are of a certain vibration, right? That could be one color, right? I know this discussion is kind of all over the place. Yeah, Mano. You want to say hello? Yes. He is telling me he does want to do another video training on how to be a potato. And so I told him that he should. He needs to be doing more potato training videos so that can bring joy to people's lives, other kitties. Yeah. Not all kitties are potatoes, that's why. Cuddle bug potatoes. Yeah. You're so good. You're such a good boy. Kala said he wants in on the action too, but he's still thinking what he wants to do. He's not a potato like Mano. He is a potato, but not as much of a potato as... Well, maybe they could do potato videos together. Who knows? We'll see what happens. It gets very interesting. Yeah, Mustachio? Yeah, Mustachio's total outdoor cat, and he's a little assertive. Not aggressive, just very assertive. But yeah, it's about people. What are you doing, Mustachio? So yeah, it really doesn't matter what religious, spiritual background one is from. The question becomes, is the mental setup perpetuating enslavement constructs? That becomes the question for me, regardless of their spiritual choices. Excuse me, I gotta go check this out. Hey, sweetie, you're making a mess. Get down. Excuse me. So, what to do, how to do this, right? Everything is grassroots. Looking around, one can only really reflect on one's own life and align to an integrity, everything in their integrity, one step at a time. Literally, that's all that there is for for change. I grasp and also choose to share, enrich, completion process, and unclenching meditation. That is really the beginning to heal people individually and inspire them to want to, because it really is digging deep into the pains, perceived pains, then to be able to pay attention, because without that, people are not able to pay attention. Their life is full of all of these things, and the baseline is the monkey mind. What I can say is, in the process of using completion, that monkey mind becomes like the looking glass mirror, and on the other side it's like a pinball machine that lights up the brain for continuous energy that is actually focused, not all over the place. But to get to that point is a muscle memory issue, habitual pattern issue. So this is where making sure meditation is part of basic education is necessary and should be demanded of. I don't advocate schools, I advocate homeschool straight. But for those who make those choices, right? So, yeah. But with the force majeure, it's pretty much going to like a global scale. Yeah, not just here locally, but globally, because that's what everyone's looking at. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying to toss to anybody who should look at dealing with this and that kind of things, should really look at force majeure seriously as a way. Now this is where it gets challenging because in Hawaii, what does the judge say? I gotta tell you this, so you understand that you're not American. I don't know where I'm gonna deport you to, right? Hawaiian Kingdom. I'm laughing, but it's a serious question, right? And so I've been thinking about that one as well. It becomes silly, right? Just open the door, let me out, right? There's nothing, but they're only focused on their paperwork shuffle, right? That's all that everything is some kind of paperwork. And so there's all of these different nations and peoples and how they're in America or in Hawaii, and trying to address all of those, right? Whether it's even tourists from anywhere. Then you got the student visa, then you got the work visa, all of these spectrums of people being channeled based on their whatnot, and then using the force majeure for every category. And so that's why class action lawsuit would be for every category, because they are victims of a war crime, essentially, for no U.S. not claiming martial law, nor is there a military government in place to handle all of these things, nor an immigration office. All of those things become, part of that. How do you sort this out, right? So, but not just here. Here is like an example. If you look everywhere, right? And then the whole threat of World War III is just like, well, I think if the UN is flooded with individuals like myself being like, you know what, all y'all with your slumlord or jigaboo slumlord or dictatorship or whatever, I want to opt out of all of those options, and perpetuating those thought currents and that DNA. No, thank you. Right? You know, can't we go there? That's where I'm at. That is where I am at. I would like to be able to have my own country, right? My own country. That's where I'm advocating redefine slavery. Either everybody owns an acre of land or nobody does. And everybody's sovereign. And this is where the thing is if we have food forests, because they cleared out so much forest, just change it to food forest, then people can just and have food. Right? Not everybody wants to travel around like I do. A lot of people want to stay put in one place. Then the people who stay in that place should just decide what they want to do, which organically happens. But then there are those who are a little bit more on the control freak side, and that's where outside influences can just drop in and take over. That's what's happening globally as well. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm done. Just thank you for listening. Whatever this process I'm on, I'm going with it. And just celebrating life and how playful one can present such a heavy topic. And I'm exploring that openly without shame. I mean, anybody see my graphics? No, it's just trying to present it funny, but the truth, right? Or spiritual truths, right? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, listening, watching me through this process of just making that decision. Yes, I go and jump, and this is what's happening. Peace. Peace for everyone. Moksha, or liberation for everyone. Blessings for everyone. May you be blessed with that which you are seeking. Thank you. Aloha. Nityanandam.